Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. I was born ready. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm working hard because 2017 is a good year for boxing. Now, May 6th, it goes down. We got Canelo Alvarez versus Julio Cesar Chavez. Big fight for boxing. T-Mobile Arena, new arena. And I believe Canelo was the first to christen that arena with his fight with Amir Khan. We all know how that played out. He knocked out Amir Khan. And this is just a big fight date, big fight week. And credit to ESPN Deportes. The link is in the description if you speak Spanish. And I want to pull some quotes from their exclusive interview with Canelo Alvarez and just give some of my thoughts like I normally do. And they're asking him why he's fighting Julio Cesar Chavez. And Canelo replied, it's a fight that people were asking to give to boxing and non-boxing people to enjoy it. So he's saying, basically corroborating what De La Hoya said. Casuals or diehard boxing fans, no matter where you lie, you can appreciate and enjoy this style of fight. He says it is personal and professional. It became more personal because of so many things that Chavez had said about him. He offended me personally with a lot of the things that he said. Thank God there's a fight on May 6th. And like always, I like to do my talking inside of that ring. And he said that night, May 6th, he's going to do the talking. So he's confident. He believes. Actually, in the last paragraph of this interview and article, he talked about his succession plan if he gets past Chavez Jr., which he says is his main focus. He wants to fight Chavez Jr., Golovkin, and then fight Cotto in a rematch. If I'm going to say it like this, if he fights Chavez Jr., beats him, then fights Golovkin, and then fights Cotto, this is a major turnaround from his 2016 Amir Khan and Liam Smith. And if he wins all three of those fights, then we got to start talking pound for pound, because obviously Golovkin, if Golovkin gets past Danny Jacobs and he gets past Chavez Jr. and then they fight each other, and if Canelo wins that fight and then goes on to fight Cotto and beats him again, that would be three marquee names with good level threats to his style or whatever you want to call it. I mean, Canelo's the man if he does take that schedule, but we'll have to wait and see. He was supposed to fight 3 times last year, but a hand injury occurred. They obviously couldn't plan for something like that. Got hurt in the Liam Smith fight. But I like Canelo's attitude regarding the Chavez fight. He's saying it's professional. Canelo is pretty mellow and he's pretty mature for his age. Like, sometimes I forget how young he still is. He's like, what is he, like 26 or something? Just because he's pretty eloquent when he speaks. He pays respects. Like when he knocked down Amir Khan, he got down on his knees like, hey, I'm here to win and stuff, but I'm not trying to hurt nobody. So he's pretty mature, or mature as some of you guys say, for his age. Chavez Jr., that's the first order of business. Obviously, I want to see the Golovkin fight, but he's saying that Golovkin wants too much money. In this interview, he says that he doesn't know if the Golovkin fight will happen in September because Golovkin Triple G's side is asking for a lot. He says he is asking for a lot. He says they want the horns of the moon. They say that they do not do it for that, and in the end, it is what they fight for. We made a good offer. So he's staying true to kind of what De La Hoya said, is we offered good money to Triple G, and they're saying, I mean, there's so much stuff. There's so many ways you could break it down. The flat rate is, it's like, I have so many mixed feelings about the Canelo Triple G situation in its entirely. And on a case-by-case basis, if I see you guys at the fights, maybe we could talk and like chop it up. But I feel different things. Like the flat rate, to me, it's like you're trying to abuse your power. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to prove you're the A side, and you want it's kind of like Max Kellerman said. He says you can send anyone a contract but put poison in the contract, meaning they're not going to take it. But then on one angle, you're like, okay, the flat rate's kind of some bullshit. Why is he only want a flat rate for Golovkin, but Amir Khan and these other dudes probably got a regular percentage split? So why all of a sudden Golovkin, who has a bankable name, you know what I mean? He's growing his celebrity. He's clearly not the A side, but he's pretty popular, selling out venues. People are starting to know who he is and stuff like that. So why does he get the flat rate? Why is this such a pertinent portion of the negotiation? Like, why are you know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to do that? But then at the same time, you could say, hey, Golovkin, you're not the A side. And you said on radio, he's like, hey, no, Canelo, are you a boxer or are you a businessman? And then now you're trying, like, you and your team or whoever, you're saying 15 million, which is 3 times more than you've ever made, and you only recently made 5 million. Canelo's been seeing money. You know what I mean? Mayweather fight was, what was that, 2013, right? And he's been the A side, even though he lost that fight. He's pretty much been the A side. Everyone loses to Floyd, but Canelo's seen these like multi-million-dollar paychecks and been a universal star for quite some time. You know what I mean? It's been on a cracking. Golovkin didn't even see 5 million, and I'm not talking like, I mean, obviously to the everyday Joe, 5 million is great money. That's huge money, but in the grand scheme of it, like, that's not Mayweather money. That's not Pacquiao money. You look at their best purses. You look at Cotto's best purses. Cotto was about to get like 15 million to fight Kirkland. 2 guys that lost to Canelo. You know what I'm saying? So you look at it, and on one end, you could say, you can make an argument like, why don't you take the 15 million? Because if you beat Canelo, like you say you can and will, and it's easy work, then you're still making 3 times more than your highest payday. He's the A side, and then now you have all the bargaining chips if you beat him. You know what I'm saying? And to me, this is a little bit different than the Broner and Danny Garcia versus Pacquiao, because they were being offered single-digit millions, 3 or 4 million, to fight Pacquiao, right? And that's 2 fights. That's roughly 2.5 fights for them to make that much. You know what I mean? Broner got $1 million to fight Ashley Theophane. He got like 1.7 million to fight Maidana. He got $1 million to fight like Emmanuel Taylor. So in like 2 fights, he has that Pacquiao payday that Bob Arum offered. That's a big difference, because I don't know how much Triple G's getting versus Jacobs, but I know it's not 15 million. I'll have a sweepstakes that is not 15 million out the gate. You know what I mean? Plus some of the pay-per-view proceeds. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what the teams are asking, but if that's a fight I'd really like to see. If Canelo gets past Chavez Jr. and Triple G gets past Jacobs, then they gotta agree. I don't even care who gets what like that, because it doesn't affect my bank account. But I just want to see the fight, man. So especially if they get past their next fights, Jacobs and Chavez. But according to Canelo, he's made the offer, him and his team. So he's focused on Chavez, and we'll see what happens. The other thing I got to talk about, because they have the video for this. Again, if you speak Spanish, on ESPN Deportes, they have the video in the article. And Canelo looks pretty big. I don't know who I'm going to pick in this Chavez Jr. fight. I don't even know how he made 154 his last fight. This dude, his build is just like, look at his neck. His neck is just like thick. Pause. Right? His shoulders, like he's wearing like a little vest with like a tight medium shirt on, and the dude's he looks pretty stout. He looks pretty stocky. So obviously the 164.5 is going to give his body a break from having to cut weight. He looks pretty big. Like, look at his neck. You know what I mean? He already had big like solid legs and calves. So this might be a good fight. You know what I mean? I still think Chavez Jr. is the bigger person. He's taller, and I think he'll probably rehydrate more. But Canelo's looking pretty big and in shape in this. He just looks like kind of like a Tyson Jr. middleweight, super whatever, Canelo weight, whatever weight he's fighting at. He just looks like real stout and stocky, like squatty type of build. But May 6th is getting interesting to me. You guys let me know what you think if you watched the interview, and drop in the comment section. What do you think about Canelo saying it's personal? I don't know exactly what Chavez Jr. said that bothered him personally, but I do vaguely remember them. Canelo's always kind of been respectful. Like, I remember they asked I think it was ES News or something, asked Canelo something, and he didn't even take any jabs at Chavez Jr. And then I have seen some interviews with Chavez Jr. where he kind of slighted Canelo. I can't think off the top of my head what it was exactly about because it was some time ago, but Canelo ain't having it. He's upset about it, and he says now this fight is both personal and professional. You guys let me know what you think. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.